Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are
All
you?
right. Very good, very good. Um, Welcome everyone. Really excited today. Um, we have Baptiste from uh, Merkl. He's currently the head of partnerships there, and yeah, we're really excited to be diving um, into Merkl as a platform, and yeah, hopefully the community has a good time kind of following along and learning a lot about what they're building in Web3.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yes.
welcome. Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
time, by the
Thank
way.
you. Super excited to be here as well. Yeah, we tried to work with LUKSO the first time a few months ago on the chain itself,
Yeah,
but we found an opportunity to collaborate on the recent pool that you created on Uniswap with the LIX token now on Ethereum. So yeah, I'm super happy to be here.
yeah, totally. For those that don't know, literally half an hour ago, yeah, we launched our first kind of LP kind of pool incentive campaign on Ethereum through Merkle. So uh, if you haven't read about it or seen it in your feed, definitely check it out. There's a lot of good info there. But yeah, why don't we kind of kick things off by an introduction of yourself, how you got into the space, how you discovered Merkle.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah.
question. So I'm actually like kind of I was late to DeFi. Like I missed like DeFi summer. I wasn't there, but I was like, wow, this is interesting. It's it's like it's going super high. Like I wish I had been there before, but I was smart enough not to put my money at the time. Then I kind of followed along, waited for everything to drop, and then I was like, okay, now let's buy ETH. It turns out I also went to school with Pablo, who's the founder of Angle Labs, and like something pretty funny happened. I quit my job, and the day I gave my resignation letter, Pablo called me and was like, "Hey, we're looking for someone to join the team. Why don't you join?" I knew nothing about DeFi, so it was 3 years ago. I knew nothing about DeFi, and I was like, oh, "I think Pablo's a smart guy. If he thinks DeFi has a future, like let's go." So yeah, I joined Angle Labs and actually pretty quickly, like 6 months after I joined, we wanted to incentivize a Uniswap B3 pool. So exactly what we're doing today with LUKSO. We wanted to incentivize the Uniswap B3 pool, and we couldn't find anywhere to do it because Uniswap B3 was like kind of the first major protocols to rely on NFTs rather than straight tokens. And so we built a system, and SushiSwap, after a month, came to us and was like, "Hey, can we use your system for SushiSwap?" And the system was called Merkl because we updated Merkl roots on chain. That's it. That's why we called it Merkl. Um, and fast forward 2 years, we now have 20 people in the team. We're distributing like $30 million a month of incentives, maybe more now. And it's been a blast. Like we're deployed on, I think, 55 chains now. We're running large incentive programs, and it's been a blast.
Amazing. Um, yeah, that's an interesting start. So you guys started off with incent because looking at your website and exploring it further. I mean, there's a lot. It seems like you guys are you know offering a lot of services to different ecosystems or projects, right?
Yeah,
Um, uh,
mostly revolving. It always revolves
well,
around incentives. Like our
yeah,
goal with Merkle, like to put it simply, is we're trying to build a SaaS to enable teams to not waste developer time on incentives, because it seems like on paper it seems straightforward. Like, okay, I have my token, I'm going to incentivize it, but very quickly your token ends up being on Uniswap, on Morpho, on Aave, on Euler, on like basically tens of protocols. And either you have a team of 5 people who work full time to integrate new protocols every time you have a new partnership, and not only do you have to basically know how to reward people, which is hard enough. Like Morpho is a singleton. It's really cool on paper. It's really hard to do it. So that's one thing. And the second one is once you actually manage to make it work, to be very efficient, you want to be in the app itself. Like you want the APR to show on the app. And so that's the really cool thing with Merkle is you just come to us, you click 3 buttons, and you're ready to go, and everything works. And so yeah, that was our goal, and that enables devs to focus on their product rather than focusing on external things that actually don't add that much value to their product.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess for users, like prior to you guys and a couple, it's like how many, you have to do a lot of digging to find out all the opportunities that are out there, right? For incentives as well. So
Yeah, I guess before you had DeFi Llama, who was like doing this yield aggregation dashboard that you could use. But yeah, with Merkle, it's much easier. And I think everyone should use Merkle. That way, like users only have to go to a single place to distribute incentives. And it's pretty funny. Like, actually, like Merkle was the first incentive provider when you think about it. We created the new business model. Not on purpose, but it wasn't, like as I said, it was an internal project. That's why the name is a bit like Merkle. If we could do it again, we probably wouldn't choose Merkle because you have like 10 different Merkles. But back then it was just like, okay, Merkle roots, perfect.
yeah. What would have it been if Pablo could choose? Looking back in hindsight.
Looking back, I don't know. Either like a pun on incentives or something around growth.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it, to be honest. Grow. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. I mean, give you the stage to kind of dive in. I'm sure a lot of people tuning in are curious and interested in learning more.
Cool. So today we're going to talk about how to participate in the campaign that launched, I think 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago on the ETH LUKSO. And so it's the hardest type of campaign to participate in. Luckily, we're working with Steer on this to make it easier for people, but I'm going to try to show you the 2 ways of doing it. So let me share my screen. Not this one, perfect. Can you see it?
Yep.
Cool. So this is the opportunity page in Merkle. And so for most opportunities on Merkle, you can usually just see the APR, which is super high at the moment, and click supply and just put your tokens, and that's it. For concentrated liquidity, you have to think a bit more. So the first thing you're going to see is that we distribute $400 a day. There is 400K TVL, but we're showing an APR of 10,000%. If you do the math, it doesn't look right. The main reason it's so high, it's because LUKSO, they blacklisted basically three very big LPs in the pool because their liquidity, I think it's coming from you. So they didn't want to earn their own rewards, so they'd rather have the users earn everything. So that's why the APR is very high, and I would encourage you to LP very fast because it will go down. And then you will see one very important thing, actually 4 very important things right here, which are the rules. So you have fees, wrapped TVL, Lex TVL, and in range. So when you provide liquidity to a pool in Uniswap, you provide liquidity in a given price range. And what in range means is you need to be in range. So you need your liquidity, the ticks you choose, so the lower price and the upper price of the money you put in the pool need to be around the active price. And then the rest is how we're going to distribute the money. So right now we're distributing basically $400 every day. And so 20% of this, so $80, are going to go towards people who generate fees. So people who have like a lot of liquidity around the active price will get these $80 of rewards every day. And then 40% is based on your Raptiste TVL, meaning basically if you're in range, we're going to look at your TVL of Raptiste, and we're going to give $160 per day to the people who have this Raptiste. And Lix, 40%, exactly the same. So far, so good. Do you think I should clear up anything?
No, so I mean, like, from LUKSO's perspective, it's so, for the community, it's almost like three buckets of how the rewards are kind of distributed to incentivize people to be really close to the range, and then provide liquidity on both sides equally, effectively.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. So what you're going to need to do if you want to participate is I'm going to need to share another screen. So you click on you click on supply here, and this will take you to Uniswap. So let me now share another screen. All right, cool. So it will take you to this page where you can see it's the Uniswap dashboard. And
for some reason the page isn't showing on the share screen on my side. Give me 1 second here.
Is it showing now?
It's showing now. Now it's good. Yeah.
I think there's a small lag. So you're going to click on add liquidity. I mean, first thing you're going to do is either you already have LIX and ETH. If you don't, you're going to click swap and you're going to buy some LIX. So for example, you can do 10. And so you're going to swap your ETH against LIX. That way you have both tokens, because we're asking for 40% on both. So what you want to do is you want to provide an equal amount of ETH and an equal amount of LIX to maximize how much you get. Once you've swapped and once you have the two tokens, you're going to click on add liquidity. All right. So once you click add liquidity, you're going to get to this screen where it's going to ask you to set up a price range for your liquidity. And that's where things get complicated. Your goal in general in concentrated liquidity, your goal is to be as tight as possible, but to stay in range as long as possible. Especially on mainnet. I mean, now since the last upgrade, it's cheaper to rebalance and to execute transactions on Ethereum. But like it used to cost me sometimes around $80 to rebalance a position. So you would try to have something that you don't change too much. But your goal is going to be as tight as possible without ever being out of range. So to know this, you basically want to look at the volatility between the two tokens. So for example, if it was a USDC, USDT pool, you could just be super tight because you know the price is never going to move unless one DPEGs, but it's a rare occasion. And now we have the custom range part. So here, Uniswap is going to show you how the price evolved since August 30th. It's going to give you a preset. Usually this preset is pretty good. You can keep it as is. But if you wanted to maximize fees, for example, you would do this. So this will actually get you the most rewards possible if you do this. You could even be tighter. You could be like this. But what's going to happen is as soon as like the price moves, so let's say LIX gains 10%, you're going to be out of range, and all of a sudden you're going to earn nothing. So what you want to do is try to be like, okay, so we're around this here, so minus 8% of the current price. And so you could do something like, okay, let me try to get something where you're basically doing 50-50 around the current price. For example, plus 9%. Come on. Close enough. Close enough. If I was actually doing it with more money, I would try to get something exact, but you get the idea. And so what this means is, as long as the price between the two assets stays between this range, between these two prices, you will continue earning rewards and fees, because the main reason why you put tokens in a pool is to earn swap fees. And you're also getting incentives here, so it's a bonus. Okay. And then once you do this, yeah.
And would there ever be, a case where you would skew the range from the mid, either at the top or the bottom, from the mid price?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, where it would be in balance, because right now you have it, pretty kind of smack equally from the mid, right? So
So I have it equally because you're doing 40%, 40%. So I'm trying to maximize how much I get from fees. But yes, if you think like that one of the asset is going to go down compared to the other, you're going to try to skew your liquidity that way when the price moves. So actually, because your goal is also to maximize swap fees.
Yeah.
And so you could also do something like, okay, boom, boom, like this.
Yeah.
And if you do this and you think the price is going to move in this direction, what's really cool is you're going to stay in range and you're going to get all the fees that everyone do, like right until there.
Yeah.
And this is going to get you more fees and then also more rewards because many people will become out of range while you will be the only one still in range and still earning rewards.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, you could skew it. And
then
then
that assumes you're comfortable with having more of one token rather than the.
of course,
Or I assume, yeah.
I mean, if you LP in a pool, you need to be comfortable with having both tokens because as people swap, like
Yeah.
when you become out of range, what it means is you actually only have one of the two tokens left. Because people swap your liquidity. So when people sell LIX and to buy ETH, there's more LIX in the pool and less ETH. And so if people sell everything, at the end you end up with only LIX because all your ETH has been sold. And it works the other way around. If everyone buys LIX, you're going to end up with only ETH. And you're going to end up with only ETH plus all the fees you generated in either ETH or LIX. And then you're going to say, okay, I want to put 0.1 ETH. And so you will see as you move the range, what the number of LIX you need to put and the dollar value of everything, it changes. And so, for example, here, I'm pretty balanced. So I'm actually putting the same dollar value of both. I mean, close enough. Need to go down a tiny bit more. Okay. And so once you're satisfied with everything, so I don't have the balance right now. It's our deployer in Merkl. You can click create and it will mint your position and you will start to earn rewards directly.
Got it.
So
okay. Yeah. And the fees that are distributed on Merkl, that's separate from what they would have earned without the campaign and just providing liquidity to Uniswap, right? So
yes, of course.
Yeah.
So in Uniswap, basically once you have a position, oh cool, I forgot our deployer had some position. Perfect. So once you create the position in Uniswap, you will see the positions here, and when you click on the position, you will see the dollar value of your position and the fees you earned. And as you can see here, we've earned USDA fees, for example. And so you can click collect fees, and you will collect the fees like this. So actually, let me collect them. Actually, no, it's going to cost me more than. Yep, not a good idea.
The gas fees now, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you will see all your positions here.
Okay.
By the way, the reason we have a lot of test positions is I think these are pretty old. Back like the USDA angle is probably a position we tested when we first created Merkl, and we just never removed it to see if the system was working. I completely forgot we had this.
Now you've got some a nice inventory of OG tokens.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, so I guess like in the absence of Merkl, if people are going to the liquidity pool for LUKSETH, there would be the base APR that shows there that they would earn, right? And then any of those kind of fees or rewards that they generate, they would claim those in the Uniswap app itself.
So for Uni tokens, they claim them in the Uniswap app. Uniswap takes a while to whitelist new tokens
Mm.
because it's a foundation. It's a bit slower. It's a great
Yeah.
product, super safe, but they're a bit slower. So at one point, it will end up being claimable. But in the meantime, it's always claimable on Merkl.
Okay.
So let me. So yeah, once you in Merkl, you have a dashboard. Once again, it's my deployer, so I have a lot of rewards everywhere. Um, but you can connect your dashboard. Rewards update on average every 8 hours. So what I do personally is I come back every day, every 2 days. I don't claim every day. I claim like once a week because
Mm.
the rewards are not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a year to claim the rewards after the campaign ends. And so what I do is every week I come to the Merkle dashboard. I'm like, okay, I've earned some rewards. Claim. Okay, I'm here. I'm actually only going to claim the ARB. Click claim rewards. And this is an Arbitrum, so I'm actually going to run the transaction because it's cheaper. And yeah, I'm signing the transaction, and very soon the ARB will be claimed. It will be directly in my wallet. So here, I've just claimed my rewards. They're in my wallet, and now I can use it elsewhere.
Nice. Nice. And then there's a whole history kind of like section as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. And I noticed for the pool for the campaign for ETH versus Lux, there's even like a leaderboard showing people who are
Yes.
part of it as well, right? Like
Yes. Let me actually share this again. As a back. All right. So yeah, if you go back to Merkle, like in our dashboard, if you want to see how you're performing compared to everyone else, um, so advanced you don't really care about, there's a leaderboard. Right now it's empty because the campaign just started, and the leaderboard only updates every 8 hours. But let's use maybe another campaign as an example. Not this one because it didn't start yet, but this one. You will be able to see the leaderboard of people and how much they earned. As you can see, people earned a lot from this campaign. So this is a looping campaign on Aave, and you've got some guys with tens of millions of dollars, so they're earning a lot. But basically, how I use the dashboard is I usually look at the top performers, and I look at their position, and I look at how they're actually using the liquidity to
ooh,
see how I should do it.
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I could do this if you want for this Aave position, but you're just gonna see a guy who has a lot of money. That's probably gonna be.
So that's how LPers are. It's almost like copy trading where you're trying to see what kind of tokens they buy, but for this it's what ranges that they're
Yes, and it's on the same risk because like
yeah.
if you copy trade, some people can game you by basically like they know that they're being copy traded, so they can get you into very bad trades. For
Mm.
this, it's providing liquidity, so they're trying to maximize how much money they earn. So you don't really have any risk when copy trading someone. And it's super interesting. Like,
It's 17 hours.
Sorry.
oh, good.
Yeah, every hour it just yeah.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
for what's already 6, but yeah, for concentrated liquidity, it's super interesting. You can look at what range people do and copy what they do, and it works super well.
Okay. And as you know, we had deployed some of the vaults through Steer protocol, which people can provide liquidity if not natively on Uniswap, they could use Steer protocol. For the process, is it pretty similar? Versus
It's
what?
much easier. It's much easier.
Yeah.
So for so Steer, so what I showed you, so you saw me move the ticks. That's all right. It's a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
And as I said, like if you end up being out of range, you're going to stop earning rewards.
Yeah.
And and it can cost you gas to go in and go out, so you don't want to rebalance too often. And that's where Steer is going to save your life and basically enable you to just provide liquidity and forget about it. So here, what Steer is going to do is you're going to give them your liquidity, and they're going to take care of everything. They're going to take care of choosing the range for you that's going to optimize the rewards you get. They're going to claim the fees for you so that you don't have to do it. And they're going to rebalance your position if you end up being out of range. And so how do you participate here? You go here, you click on the pool. Why cannot I not click? Oh, I think because I don't have the tokens, they're not letting me click. Okay, no, it was just slow. Okay, so you end up on this dashboard. And Steer, so Steer has their position. They show you live what their position is, so you can see that they chose this position between these two prices. And they explain to you exactly how they do it. They will also show you the Merkl APR on top of this, and they will enable you to claim directly from their app. And they also have a really cool feature, which is single asset deposit. So that enables you to just put 1 ETH, and they do the rest for you.
Got it. And when you said they claim the rewards for you, because on Uniswap you had to claim yourself every time, right? But then
they claim the fees. They claim the Uniswap fees for you. They don't claim the Merkl rewards for you.
Got it. So they so with the Steer platform, they claim the fees that you're generating as, you know, as people are trading in and out, right? And you're within range, and then they put it back into the liquidity pool automatically, so that
they compound the rewards. And so basically, you when you LP into Steer, you get a vault share, and the vault share increases in price when they claim the fees. They put it back. It's like a yield bearing token.
Got it. Are there any cases, from someone who's about to provide liquidity, they're new to this all, are there any cases where, you would prefer providing liquidity through Uniswap, if you call it the manual way versus using Steer, or is it? Yeah.
My advice is, if you're, by the way, sorry about the Discord sounds. I got pinged a lot.
Yeah, no worries.
I always forget to turn them off. I would advise, can you only put LUKSO in the Steer pool? You still need to add ETH. You could, just to answer this, you could only put LUKSO in the Steer pool, but you need to add a bit of ETH, because if you don't, you're going to be out of range. If you don't want to make the swap, I would advise going to Steer. Actually, do they let you use LIX? Yep.
That one.
You could just go to Steer and provide LIX, and Steer is going to do the swap for you. But in the end, you're going to need both tokens if you want to earn swap fees, because you need to be in range, and the only way to be in range is to have both tokens. And so, my advice is, if you have a lot of TVL and you're super advanced, do a direct position on Uniswap. But if you don't, if you either don't have a lot of liquidity or not super advanced, I would use Steer. I personally, most of the time, I use Steer because I don't like. What I do is on stable pools, so ETH wrapped ETH, wrapped stacked ETH, USDC, USDT, etc. Pools like these, they're super easy. I LP myself. But whenever it's volatile, I'll always use Steer because I can just give them my liquidity and forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty helpful. You don't have to withdraw the liquidity and then deposit it back in at whatever.
And you don't have to monitor it as much because they're going to do it for you, basically.
Yeah. Derek had an interesting way of putting it last time. It was pool and chill, or LP and chill.
LP and chill. That's it.
Yeah.
And the reason why the only reason why you wouldn't use an ALM is because basically they need to pay gas fees to rebalance the positions, etc. So they take a small percentage of the fees they generate, which is fair because they do everything for you. But if you have billions of dollars or millions of dollars, it might be cheaper for you to do it yourself.
Right.
But it's, I mean, for most people, you steer. Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah. And I know we're coming up on time, and are you still good for a couple more questions?
Yeah, I need to go in 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Okay, cool. Well, I just have one last question. Given, maybe many people in the community are not as familiar with DeFi, they came into Web3 and, resonated with LUKSO because they were creators, designers, etc. So for people who've never provided liquidity before, right? It might come off as potentially complex, although, as you've shown it seems quite simple. But when you first started out and over time, I guess, what resources did you find quite helpful to help you learn, the craft of liquidity providing? Yeah.
So I actually read, CoinGecko has a book on DeFi. Let me find it. CoinGecko book. I think it's called How to DeFi by CoinGecko. This.
Okay.
It's quite old now, but this was awesome to get into DeFi, to understand the different primitives, to understand what a lending protocol is, what an exchange is, what Pendle is, what all these crazy things are. Yield trading. What does it mean? It's a bit weird. What does leverage mean, etc. So this is this book, the CoinGecko book, was super useful for me. And you have some great YouTube channels as well. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a guy doing drawings and explaining how DeFi works.
The cartoon, the cinematic. Yeah. Remember watching some of those for I think Uniswap V4.
Yeah.
See if
Finmatics.
Finmatics. Yes.
Great channel. And they explain, so they have a video on how Uniswap V3 works, for example. If you read the white paper, you're going to be confused, but if you look at the video, it's much easier. Finmatics is a great resource. And then starting small, starting on chains where gas is cheap, playing around with the easy, so you steer, don't go to Uniswap right away. Do some very simple, safe strategies where you're not going to lose money. My favorite thing to do is and I still do it today, is to leverage yield. I will find a token that generates yield, and I'll just loop it. I'll deposit a token that SUSD that earns 9%. I'll borrow USDC from it that I borrow at a 2% rate. I'll buy more SUSD and I will do this.
It's the hyperloop.
I hyperloop it, and it works.
Yeah. Cool.
And this is safe. You're not going to lose money, and then but you're not going to make a ton of money either. But at least you're not losing any.
Right, because it's a stable asset. But then if a little bit harder if it's
But then if you're convinced that ETH is going to go up, you can deposit ETH, buy USDC, deposit more ETH, and loop this. And if you're right, you're going to make a lot of money. If you're wrong, you're going to lose everything. It's and that's up to you.
Yeah. Cool. No, I think that's super helpful, and we'll be sure to include some of those links in the comments for the stream. I guess to close it off, I know there's been you guys are constantly kind of launching new product features, etc. What do you guys have coming up in the roadmap for Merkl? What excites you most in terms of what you're
So exciting things coming. Launching new programs. Like we launched a program with Arbitrum 2 days ago that was super exciting. We're gonna do the same with Plasma, and we're also gonna start support for non-EVM chains. It's been the works for a while. It's still not ready yet, but yeah, basically being able to support any chain. Hopefully, being able to work with LUKSO directly, like deploy Merkl on the chain itself, deploy on Solana, deploy new chains. And yeah, basically growing the team, and hopefully distributing yield at one point. Right now we distribute incentives mostly, but incentives come and go. Yield stays. So we prefer to distribute, yield and be like a service that's being used sustainably by people. So yeah, that's the main things we're working on.
Amazing. Cool. Well, I know you're a busy guy and you have to head out. So, I appreciate you for taking the time and educating everyone. Always learn something new every time I hop on a call with you. So, yeah, excited to, follow, how you guys progress at Merkl, and maybe we'll do this again sometime.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. And yeah, we'll also follow along with LUKSO and especially this campaign to see how things are going.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. And yeah, we'll talk soon.
All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Bye, everyone. See ya.
Bye-bye.